Hello, and we're back. Thank you so much for stopping by Luke-N-SHAE'S place. We have a banger reaction video for you guys. But before we begin, if you like the content that we're sharing, please hit that like button. Also, drop a comment in the comment section. We'd like to have your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to grow our platform, and you can help us get there by clicking that subscribe button, and it's absolutely free. Don't forget to click the notification bell so that you get notified when we're posting. How you doing, Luke?
I'm blessed. What's good with you today?
That's awesome. Glad you're blessed. That's awesome. Same here.
We got a banger video, and it's coming off of a little of a messed up type of thing happened, but we're gonna take a look at it and we want to see what you think, what your opinion of what went on here, and
this story is insane. I think this story has gone aggressively under the radar, and it's absolutely crucial. It's insane what this story is, and it's emblematic of whenever I talk about anti-Black racism in this country. Because how the story plays out is that you have two people, right? You have Ashley Henning and Jordan Henning. They're both military. And Jordan Henning murdered Ashley Henning. He murdered his wife. Ashley Henning is Black. Jordan Henning is white. And I say that because I believe it's crucial to what transpires in this story. All of this is caught on camera. Listen to me. All of this is caught on camera. This man shoots his wife. The gun jams. He then goes to try and unjam the gun. Gets it unjammed. He then walks back to his wife. All right. Shoots her again and spits on her body.
Damn.
Now, naturally, the prosecutors were looking to charge him with murder. That's what they were going for. This is in Kentucky, mind you, Kentucky. Now, what happens is that the jury, after deliberating for 10 minutes, they give him a lesser degree. And that lesser degree, instead of murder, they give him first-degree manslaughter, which a maximum of 20 years, a max of 20 years. Now, the reason for them giving him this first-degree manslaughter is because they found the defendant's argument very, I guess, very convincing, okay, very persuasive. And I want you to understand what the defense was arguing. They were arguing that Jordan Henning was suffering from EED. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, I didn't know what it was either. I had to look it up.
I know what that is, but let's go.
EED is extreme emotional disturbance.
Yep.
I kid you not, as God is my witness, bro. They found the defendant's argument of extreme emotional disturbance as a reason for giving him first-degree manslaughter instead of murder.
See, that's something you have to think about. And like I said, because they keep coming up with new things, but we ain't gonna go there. But they keep coming up with, and I shouldn't say they, but societies keep coming up with more and more of these type deals where, you know, it doesn't make sense, but we ain't nothing you can do about it. But I think it's crazy that, or wow, that the person could actually go off and actually, you know, do something like this in that process. I mean, when you sit down and think about it, you got husband and wife, and not only did he go back and shoot her again, he also spit on her, which is a bit much. I mean, that's taking it to the extreme. I don't know what happened. I don't want to say what she did. I mean, but I don't know what anybody could do for all that to happen to you. But I mean, go ahead.
And the fact that the gun jammed, so he had enough time to not do that. The gun jammed and he still went and did that. So it's, to me, that right there, when it jammed, might have been your time to say, you know what, never mind. But you proceeded to do that. And the spitting on, that's a lot of hate when you spit on a body after. That's sad right there. But
but it's more premeditated because now with the gun jamming, you had the time to think about what happened,
Yeah.
what you were
Yeah.
doing. You could have easily went change your mind, or you could have kept on, but you had the right to change your mind at that time. So, yeah, I mean, it's hey, I mean, that's crazy. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to a little bit more of this. He goes,
And this man is on the jury, right? I mean, on trial. He's just crying. I don't know who that was. This is horrible. And it took everything in his power to get a tear out because he was starving.
I wonder, did they have any black women jurors or any black men jurors on this on the jury though? I wonder, did that happen?
Cold.
I just broke. I don't know. Next thing I remember, I'm standing over top of her shooting. I didn't know how I got to that point, or what was going on.
What?
And there's a litany of cases like this that bolster this. We had the case with the kid who was said to have gotten a lighter sentence because he came from a good family. We had the white chick who got who didn't get prison time or jail time, if I'm not mistaken, because she was suffering from weed psychosis. These are examples of what I'm talking about when it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know, weed psychosis is serious, but you know, you can't even make light of that. But like I just said, is you're coming up with all kind of excuses, or I call crutches, for our bad behavior today, and outlandish bad behavior. Now everything got a name to it. We're gonna add a name to it, okay? So, I mean, but in this case right here, I wonder would it have been the same?
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. You're going on and on, but I was going to say, I wonder if it was flip-flopped, if she did that, if they would have tried to say it was EED and all these terms. I wonder if she would have got a slap on the wrist like he got, because 20 years, that's a joke, you know, so I don't think that would have been the same outcome had she done that to him.
I was looking at it more so if it had been a black husband and a white wife. How would that
Or
have been?
that way too. That's another way to look at it as well. I don't think that if it was a black woman or man holding the gun, it would have been the same thing.
When it comes to the lineage of evil. Now, naturally, the family believes that there is a race factor. I wouldn't disagree with that. After 10 minutes of what this man did, all of this caught on video, this heinous behavior. And
not even from a racial standpoint, when you sit down and you think about it, I mean, this is ocular proof that you did it, and that the way you did it, and it was still given a light sentence. I mean, this is ocular proof. I mean, if it was questioning and you didn't see it, but the whole videotape is there for you to see. And even, I mean, no matter what it is, I don't want to come off as saying, okay, racist. We don't care who it is. But if you got ocular proof of a person doing something as heinous as this, I feel like that should be automatic. I mean, there's no discussion. It is what it was. You saw it, you know what it was, and that's what it is. But I mean, it's crazy that we can see this today and you still get a lighter sentence.
Yeah, and
they give him a sentence.
But,
and he's not saying if he was seeing a doctor for any kind of condition with this EED or whatever the case might be. I don't know if he's saying that he said, oh, I don't know how I got to this point. So was he getting help? Was he not? So who has proof of this EED? Was there a doctor that looked at him after the fact? And, you know, because we can all sit in front of a doctor and play a role like, yeah, I was having depression. You can have that happen after the fact. I want to know, was he diagnosed with this condition before this happened? Because then that makes you look at it different. Because if he had a legit issue, okay, maybe that is a thing because people deal with PTSD and everything like that. So I don't want to be biased in that way, but it does suck he's doing this on camera. So I don't know enough about this. This is the first time I've heard about this to even have a reaction to that diagnosis. I've never heard of it before. I don't know what it causes people to do. I don't
Well,
know. Maybe you can shed some light on that if you know.
no, you can't prove any of this. You can't prove.
Okay.
There's nothing to prove any of this. It's
Uh,
your behavior.
okay. I'm gonna look it up. I need to
Such
look
as
it up.
that. He should have gotten the death penalty, as far as I'm concerned. That's how I view it.
And also, I feel like this is because Ashley was black, and had the tables been turned and she killed her white husband, she would have been held accountable and done much more time than 20 years. And I just feel like this whole entire court system failed her. When they were doing jury selection, they had over 100 jurors show up for selection. They selected 14, with 2 being alternates. Out of all of that, there was only one beautiful black woman who was on that. Just yesterday, right before everything started, deliberations, they said they were going to randomly select 2 people to be let go. She was one of them. That black,
wow.
beautiful black lady was one of them.
Wow. That opens my eyes. So yeah, let's take it there because listen, I know you said I don't want to make it about race, but it definitely sounds like there's some of that going on.
Well,
The one person that was of color and they let her go. That's crazy.
that's what you try to do. Are we going to try to get your? Are we trying to get your client off? We're going to sequester the one person that would that would vote your way. So, at least that will be a hindrance to your success. So yeah,
That's not fair at all.
That got selected to be let go.
This is where we are. So we are at a time where you have people like this who get leniency. And then you have, as far as a black man, if you haven't heard, black man was going to a job interview.
Oh yeah, that was.
And he left his kids at McDonald's right in the playpen of McDonald's to do the job interview. He gets arrested. This is what we're talking about. Now you're gonna have to explain to me how arresting the black man who is trying to get a job, all right, how that's gonna benefit anybody. Are you putting him in a position to fail, or are you putting him in a position to succeed? I would argue it's the former. That's why I would argue. And that's in a nutshell the concept behind this administration, the concept behind the people in this administration, the concept behind many of these people in this country. Unfortunately, they want you and me to fail. That's what it is. And once you fail, well, then they blame that on your IQ. They blame that on your DNA, your genetics. That's what they want. They want a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Wow.
So
that says, is that Lyndon B. Johnson? Yeah, that's Lyndon B. Johnson. It says, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. He'll give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you.
Mm.
Wow. Deep.
I just wanted to put this story out here because I think it's a travesty. I think it's an absolute miscarriage of justice. And we've seen this time and time again that even when we do get quote unquote justice, that they view it as a miscarriage. When we get justice, that's a miscarriage because that's not how justice is supposed to work in this country for us. We see this when it comes to right now, when it comes to the Trump administration, how many of these people are getting fired, how they're getting let go. And that's because it's not supposed to work that way. It's always supposed to benefit them, and everyone else is supposed to fall by the wayside. I think this story is horrible, but I wanted to bring this story out because I think I haven't heard anyone report on it, and it's absolutely an egregious story. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Well,
that's our video. What do you think, Shay?
Yeah, I don't think that was fair at all. 20 years for you're saying something that they can't really prove. somebody has EDD. Like I said, I tried to look it up. I'm not even, something else came up in my searches for that. I've never even heard of it.
Most of the
But
things that you
I tried
got,
to look it
and
up to get, I wanted to get understanding of what they're saying it causes people to do. But again, that was so premeditated, being that his gun jammed and he still went back and shot her. And then you spit on her. That's hate. To be able to spit on your deceased wife that you just unlifed, and that's how you're doing that. That shows that you are full of hate. I don't know. And then there's no talk. And I wish, I have to look into this more to see what the reason, what it was. Was there an argument that pursued? What was she just minding her business and he did this? It's not even given enough information of why all of a sudden this guy just snaps and he decides to unlife his wife.
yeah, it's a strange case. But like I
They're
said,
not,
I don't know.
I want to know more of what, if he's saying he just walked over there and he acted like he was in zombie mode. Like, I just walked over there. I wasn't even myself. I don't know who I was. It's almost like he's playing the whole thing like, oh, like I was dreaming. I didn't know that this was happening. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. And with the jury, that's a whole nother situation, because it sounds like that was a whole rigged thing to get that man off.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna take it to the. I know he took it to the level of basically, putting it really in a racist situation. But it if it wasn't, it really does come off that way when you add all the little vitamins and things to it. It does look like it was racially motivated, and that was the plan all along. But like I said, it's a crazy video. It's a wild video. And it definitely, I don't even leave you speechless on any of it, because the one thing that we're supposed to have is ocular proof. Ocular proof is that should just seal the deal right there. Me seeing it, I don't care. That's it. All I need to do is be able to see it, because
It's on camera. And I'm surprised that jury even seeing that on camera and seeing the clear hate that he portrayed by not only shooting her, but the spitting on her.
yeah.
That right there is hate.
But he was
You hated
saying
that
he had an
person.
out of body experience. It was an
You
out
hated that
of
person, and your true self came out. It's almost like they say when people drink, and that it just brings out your real feelings. He was displaying how he really felt for that woman when he unleashed that spit on her. Aside from the gun, because that's sad all in itself that he unlifed her. But the fact that you can spit on her after she was, that's sad.
Yeah, that's messed up. Well, that's our podcast. We hope you enjoyed the content. Like, subscribe. Tell us what you think, how you feel about this whole thing. Do you think it was racially motivated? Do you think it was it fair? Being that you had ocular proof, is it possible to, have ocular proof and still get away with a lesser, with reduced, I would say, sentence?
It
Let us know
depends
what
on
you
the
think.
color of the person. Apparently, it depends on your color. So,
But that was a lot to digest right there, because all the stuff that went in with it. But that's our show. So you want to have some parting words?
yes, thank you so much again for stopping by LUKE-N-SHAE'S place. Your mental health is important. Yes, when you look at this video, and I know people really have mental health issues that they're battling with. So at LUKE-N-SHAE'S place, we just want you to know that a positive mentality is a destined reality. Wear your smile, stay positive, and stay blessed. Until next time, take care.